Hi, it's Eric from Axsys. Today we're going to talk about projecting 2D wireframe onto a 3D surface model, then coming back with a 2D contour cutter path and machining that same part. Let's get started by selecting geometry we wish to project. I'll make the selection of my 2D wireframe. We'll accept that. We're going to select Move. We're going to select our surface and or solid model we wish to project to. Hit the green check, and we've projected that geometry down to the surface. I like to clear the colors so I get a little bit clearer contrast, seeing what I'm actually going to cut. As you can see, that 2D flat wireframe is now 3D wireframe. Let's go to Toolpath. Like I said, we're going to select a simple contour cutter path. We're going to make a group selection of the wireframe, so we're going to select Window. We'll window around the whole model. Accept that selection, give it a start point, into the cutter path. The tool I'm planning on using for this point would be a ball nose end mill. Because we're going to engrave, we're going to use a 32nd ball nose end mill, which happens to be the smallest I have in the mill inch tool library. We'll set our speeds and feeds. We're going to set our plunge rate, and I like to use rapid retract. Let's go ahead and grab a holder. Go ahead and grab a holder. This isn't one I'd like to use. I'll use this one instead. We'll set our overhang length. Go into our cut parameters. Make sure our contour type is 3D. We are going to turn off our compensation as we wish to run right down the middle of the wire on our model. We'll turn depth of cuts, so we're not going to be taking it all in one pass. I'll set it at a number that makes sense for my machine. I will turn off lead in, lead out because I have a ball nose end mill. My linking parameters, I'm going to set it to an incremental depth, in this case of 5 thousandths negative. I'm going to set my top of stock to 0 incremental, so from the geometry, a feed plane that makes sense and a retract rate that makes sense. We'll go into our arc filter, make sure our cut tolerance is set to something that makes a little bit more sense, a little tighter for a better finish, and we'll hit generate. And there's our cutter path. Let's go ahead and check out what we've done. So we're going to go to verify. There's my holder, there's my cutter, and we're going to hit play. That was a little bit fast. Let's zoom up on this again. Let's rewind it and come back a little bit slower. So we adjust our speed by the slider bar, hit play, and now we're cutting. This is just a wireframe contour cutter path 2D in 3D mode. As you can see, it works at everything from a constant Z and engraves our little guy. And that's really all there is to it.